Welcome, Formula Forza fans. We're here at the finale of the R1 2013 season. This is Le Mans, the French GP, the 11th round in the 2013 season. We're on board right now with Steven Hoch, and that's Serpent Racing XPR Roadrunner. In qualifying, though, it was the Bulin Wall5, no shocker to anybody, for Pennzoil Zexel, 3:16.108, on pole by over a tenth and a half from new teammate In Flames, 3:16.267 for him. LMR Deftone for Midnight Performance Development is on the second row of the grid then, a 3:17.381 for him, practically a second behind In Flames there. Then we've got almost 3 full seconds to second row partner Alex P for Aces Wild with a 10% power restriction. That's right, 10% power restriction, and he still ends up on the second row of the grid, a 3:20.094 for him. XPR Overdrive then for Serpent Racing is the highest qualified Ferrari on the grid, a 3:20.130 in fifth. LMR Johnny for Midnight Performance Development in his Toyota, 3:20.240. TLR Eclipse then for Tech Life Racing is 7th with a 3:20.499. The one named Jack for Caterham is 8th with a 3:20.806. Then we've got a little bit of a gap there to Scurry 76 for Team GB Caterham, 3:21.161 for him. Wenna J then for Jet Lotus, a 3:21.290, a pretty good performance from him. That's 10th for Jet Lotus. Adam Watson, 99 for Jet Motorsport International, 3:21.424. XPR Roadrunner then, the one we're on board with, that's 12th for him with a 5% power restriction, a 3:21.727. Puts him 12th on the grid. Chicken McHaggard for Jet Lotus, 3:22.110, puts him 13th, right next to what would have been BTR Kanan for Team Repsol, unable to attend the race, so that's XY101 then for Caterham Team GB, who's 14th on the grid with a 3:22.290. Narrowly missing Group A here is James Hall for Jet Motorsport AMG, 3:22.488. He will lead our Group B race happening at the exact same time here. Looking forward to seeing what this finale does. This is 27 laps, 2 mandatory pit stops, and a grid at the front. Right now we've got the Bulin Wall5 with going on pole. He is just 2 points. He's put Pennzoil Zexel just 2 points behind Serpent Racing, the team you see right here. So going into this, it is still up for grabs, but with the Bulin Wall5 and In Flames sharing the front row, it's not looking good for Serpent Racing to hold on to their current lead of the team's championship. It appears possible, but very unlikely that Serpent Racing will retain it here. That being said, this has been a spectacular season for Pennzoil Zexel Racing, and if either of these parties win, it would be a well-deserved win. We will ride on board then with the one named Jack. Here come the lights. And the lights are out. The finale for the Formula Forza 2013 season is underway. Alex P alongside In Flames there. Looks like he might be trying to take second. No, it's LMR Deftone on the inside taking second. Looks clean. Johnny falls back there. No, he tries to hang on to it. Takes the escape road. Ooh, just barely hangs on to his 6th place there. Looks like we are now safe into the S's. Here we come around Tete Rouge, turn 7. Harry, those yellow speed bumps there, if you hit those, it will flip the car and you can be out of the race. Lots of action at the back. We're still riding on board here with the one named Jack. as we enter the first chicane. Still looks like we've got Bulin Wall leading this race. Deftone in second. We'll hop up to him real quick. With In Flames not far behind in third. Looks like we've got position happening here with Overdrive. Between Overdrive Johnny and Alex P over that fourth place position there. Looks like the one named Jack's starting to get into the fight as well. Yes, the one named Jack now moves up into 6th around LMR Johnny. TLR Eclipse is 8th. XPR Roadrunner up into 9th from his 12th place start. Scurry 76 is 10th at the moment. Adam Watson 11th. Wenna J 12th. Chicken McHaggard 13th. And XY101 14th. Alex P, that Panos, has a massive draft. He will probably be making a maneuver here. See what happens down into Indianapolis. They're staying close. They all back out of it. Johnny goes wide, it looks like. Overdrive goes wide. Alex P picks up his position. Overdrive is going to lose several positions here. He slots back into 8th. 8th position just ahead of his teammate. That's Alex P then up into 4th. LMR Johnny 5th, the one named Jack back into 6th, TLR Eclipse 7th. Right here going through the Porsche curves. This will be a test if some of the grippier cars will be able to make up some ground here. That Ace's Wild Panos has been quite the handful for Alex P this season, but he has been able to make the most of it. He is currently 2nd. Looks like we have one into the pits already. Looks like TLR Eclipse also going into the pits. Let's see if we can figure out who those pit lane entrants are there. So that's LMR Johnny 5th, the one named Jack 6th, Overdrive in 7th, XPR Roadrunner 8th, Scurry 76 is 9th, Adam Watson 10th, Wenna J 11th, Chicken McHaggard 12th, XY101 13th, and that was TLR Eclipse heading into the pit for a first lap pit there. That's pretty impressive. All right, we'll see what the battle at the front is looking like. Starting to gap out a bit. Bulin Wall, Deftone, and Flames just behind. Looks all but certain that Pennzoil Zexel is going to take the team championship here with a very strong showing from these two Bentleys. Although this Toyota from Midnight Performance Development is no slouch. He could win this race. It is possible. He is certainly within range if Bulin Wall makes some mistakes or Deftone finds some pace. We could really be seeing a quite interesting race here. We see some bollards there knocked off. All right, we'll slip back and watch the battle for 4th as they exit chicane 2 of the Mulsanne Straight. One named Jack has had a pretty difficult season. He's not exactly had all the finishes he wanted. It started at Suzuka with some unfortunate damage between him and the Bulin Wall, current driver champion right here. It has been clinched. The Bulin Wall has won the driver championship with pole here this weekend. The Panos does have ridiculous draft. It's been said by the analysts that they'll do up to 243 miles an hour in the draft. Whether Jack will be able to do that. Little mistake there from Alex. LMR Johnny now up into 4th. The one named Jack looking primed to take 5th from Alex. Alex does have a 10% power restriction, so he will find it very difficult to defend that position. There you see the one named Jack's trying to go around before... Oh, he goes off! He's going to find it very difficult to hold off that position from the one named Jack. Overdrive just behind there. XPR Roadrunner still 8th at the moment. It's up from 12th on the starting grid. He does have a 5% power restriction. Take a look at what's going on here. A little further back, Adam Watson perhaps. Incredibly close battle here between the Caterham Team GB. That's Adam Watson there. Just behind are the two Jet Lotuses. It's Wenna J just behind, peeking around, and Chicken McHaggard not far behind. We've got XY101 then for Caterham Team GB not far behind this group as well, and TLR Eclipse still a ways back there with his pit. That's the first of 2 pits required for this race. This is a 27-lap race, really going to be straining the drivers to drive it at this sort of pace for that long in these kind of tight quarters. Looks like we may see a maneuver from Adam Watson in the draft of that Peugeot 905C. He peaks, tucks back in into the first chicane here. Can he get a better exit? He's alongside. Makes a move to the inside then. He's following the draft. He's got to stay tucked in there and then duck out at the last moment. There it is. They're alongside each other. He's going to have the inside line into chicane 2. He's got it. He's got it so long as he doesn't break wide. Yes, he's got it. Scurry 76 then falls back into 9th place with Wenna J looking poised to pick up more positions there. At the front, it's still Bulin Wall, Deftone in flames. Elamar Johnny in 4th. The one named Jack has gotten around Alex P. That's because Alex P came into the pits ahead of TLR Eclipse now at the back. Alex P is 13th at the moment, did his first of 2 mandatory pit stops. Coming up to Arnage at the moment. Can the one named Jack stay enough behind this Midnight Performance Development Elamar Johnny driver and try and take 4th place from him? If he can, if there are mistakes ahead, I mean, you're looking at potential podium spots here for these drivers, which is big stuff when you're looking at an hour-and-a-half race in a season that normally has hour-long races. Porsche curves are definitely testing that grip of the Panos. See how Adam Watson is shaping up on the Serpent Racing restricted car of XPR Roadrunner. Last lap was his best lap. We are still very early in this race. It was a 3:22.641 for Adam Watson. We'll see what he gets here at the end of lap 4. 3:21.559. So certainly dialing up the pace there. Pretty close, 1/10 off of his qualifying pace. A little wide there on the exit. It looks like Scurry may try and make the pass. He does, down into the S's. That'll set Adam Watson back. He'll have to retake him. Just lost all that ground. Looks like he's incredibly close, though, going into Tete Rouge. Side by side, he is going to have the inside line going into chicane 1. He's already got the position. Could almost move over into the racing line. That Peugeot does have a little bit more top end. You saw him gain back there just a little bit. That Acura has just amazing traction on exit. Alright, why don't we switch now to the race between Bulin Wall, Deftone, and In Flames, the battle at the front. We see In Flames behind there. Best lap from Deftone, a 3:18.852. So still more than a second off of his qualifying pace. He needs to be consistent though. So, you know, outright pace isn't the biggest factor here. He's got to be safe as well, a little bit reserved, and make sure that he brings home the car. I mean, we're early in the race, but an early retirement doesn't do anybody any favors. Bulin Wall nowhere to be seen then. He has taken off. We'll see where he's at, a 3:16.574. He's much further up the track. There you see the pair behind. 3:16.574. So he is still half a second off of his pace, leading this French GP, the finale of the R1 season. This has been a fantastic battle this year, and it does come down to this final race to determine the team championship. In qualifying, it was said that without draft, Bulin Wall was able to do 236 miles an hour on the back straight before hitting the first chicane. We'll see what he does here at the end of this lap. Fastest lap of the race at 3:16.394 for the Bulin Wall for Pennzoil Zexel. We'll see how Deftone responds there. A 3:17.096, also his fastest, but not fastest of the race. He's getting closer to, that does actually beat his qualifying pace by 3/10 there. Good on LMR Deftone there. We'll take a look at In Flames and see how he's doing on his pace. 3:17.970, almost 2 seconds off of his pace. Looks like LMR Johnny has made a mistake, or just by... Oh yes, it does look like a mistake. Perhaps for LMR Johnny. He is in 5th. One named Jack is up into 4th then. You see him there in the distance. Hopefully no damage for LMR Johnny. We'll take a quick look here. No damage for him. Tire pressures look good. A 3:27.3. His last lap. It had to be a massive mistake. He certainly is not pit yet. You see the wear there. That Toyota just howls down the straight. Second highest speed during qualifying, 233 miles an hour from LMR Johnny. An impressive feat. Takes quite a bit of downforce reduction to get to that point. And you're sort of sacrificing where the car will give up grip where you need it, especially in the Porsche curves and at the beginning, the first sector of the course. XPR Roadrunner then up into 6th. Where has Overdrive gone? He has gone in the pits. Overdrive is 13th. He pit early. Then we've got Alex P in 12th, Overdrive 13th, and TLR Eclipse in 14th. Take a look at how they are relative to each other. Slight side damage then for TLR Eclipse. It's really hardly anything, but this open air will help him. He's running a 3:20.835 last lap. his qualifying pace was a 3:20.499. So he's certainly on it. And not really all that far behind XPR Overdrive, who qualified 5th on the grid. So 2 spots up, staying well within range. We'll have to see where Alex P is relative to these two. He looks like he's just in the next corner there, Arnage. A 3:20.333 for him, so 0.3 off his qualifying pace. Now, a lot of teams will run a little bit riskier setup in qualifying to get that 1 lap outright pace to put them, further up the grid. And because we don't have a parc fermé or sort of any regulation that states that you must race on the same setup that you qualified on, we'll see teams change their setups to be a little bit more conservative for the race to ensure a little bit more stability and confidence in the car. See how Alex does here at the end of this lap. They exit the Ford chicanes across the line. 3:21.056, so certainly a little bit off his pace. We've got another one in the pits. That's XY101 in the pits for the first time. No retirements yet. This is a very good thing. As the one named Jack heads into chicane 1, cuts the crap out of the inside there. .760 horsepower is this Pano's V8 front engine, the only one on the grid with a front engine. And it is also the heaviest R1 car on the grid. With being one of the most powerful cars, it does pull really hard if caught in a draft. A lot of the bollards there off into the sand. Looks like a bit of an excursion for somebody. Take a look at how we're doing here with our front runners. It is still the Bulin Wall in first, LMR Deftones second, and Flames third. Here the one named Jack in fourth, LMR Johnny behind in fifth. Ride with him real quick while we finish out these positions. Oh wow, LMR Johnny a 3:19.191, his best lap. That is practically a full second faster than his qualifying pace. XPR Roadrunner then behind in sixth, Adam Watson seventh, Scurry 76 is eighth, Chick McHaggard ninth, Wenna J is up into 10th, Alex P is 11th, XPR Overdrive is 12th, TLR Eclipse 13th, XY101 is 14th. Now the last four there from Alex P on backward have all pit. The rest of these still need to perform 2 pit stops at some point during the remaining 20 laps of this race. See how Johnny does here on this lap. This looks like it's going to be a good one. A 3:18.771. That would have put him fourth on the grid. He qualified sixth with a 3:20.240. So he is certainly finding some race legs here. Bravo to the Midnight Performance Development crew. Certainly wants that fourth place position back. We'll ride on board now with Scurry 76, Caterham Team GB. His last lap at 3:24.210, off a bit from his qualifying pace at 3:21, so 3 full seconds off. Perhaps just not finding the consistency on race day that he would have hoped for Adam Watson up now in 7th. Take a look at where he's at relative to other cars. There ahead you can see XPR Roadrunner in the distance getting ready to head into the first chicane. Whoa, little off-road excursion there. Now this is all paved on the back, so that red tarmac that you see there on the right doesn't really slow you down at all. We head into the second chicane. He does look like he's catching XPR Roadrunner, only marginally. And down into the Mulsanne corner here. The highest speed should be down into the first chicane, although you do approach your top speed several other times throughout the course. Upcoming here is another one of those times. Take a look at his speed, 214, 215 miles an hour before tucking in into Indianapolis, and then over to Arnage here. Down to second for Arnage. Good grip on exit, back on the throttle. It does look like he's catching that Serpent Racing Ferrari, but I just can't be quite sure yet. Oh, a little wide there from Adam Watson. It's going to cost him. This is one of the sectors that you can make up a lot of time in this Acura if you are consistent and play to the strengths of this grippy car. Wide again on the exit of the Porsche curves. We now head into the 4 chicanes. Whoa, hit the speed bumps there. Nearly flipping the car. That was quite epic. Up the hill down into the Dunlop S's. This is a tricky section here where the camber makes you a little tail happy. Woo, Tete Rouge, he hits it. He hits those speed bumps, pops him up. If he hits that enough, he's going to get some damage from that. Now picking up speed, really, I believe this chassis, the way they have it tuned, will hit 216 miles an hour. We'll see, we're at 215 now, 216 now, 217, it's flickering before on the brakes hard for chicane 1. You can hear that Ferrari ahead. Down into the second chicane. He is losing ground to that Serpent Racing now, perhaps because of that Porsche curve mistake, or running over so many of those speed bumps. Take a look at what's happening here on the grid. In Flames is second now. LMR Deftone third. We've missed a crucial position change. You can see In Flames there ahead, just going up the hill into the Dunlop chicane. A 322, certainly an off then on lap 9 for LMR Deftone, pushing him back into third. Right now it is a not a Serpent Racing, a Pennzoil Zexel 1-2 at the moment. As Deftone tries to claw his way back into second place. The one named Jack still holds down fourth place. LMR Johnny then in fifth. Still consistently under his qualifying pace. The one named Jack appears to be nowhere to be found in his visual range. We'll see where he's at. Into the first chicane is the one named Jack. XPR Roadrunner out of the race. That's horrible news for them. I'm not sure whether that was a retirement or whether that was a lost connection, but that's terrible news. More information for you as we hear it. That was a disconnect then we're hearing for Serpent Racing XPR Roadrunner. That's Overdrive's teammate. We're on board right now with Overdrive. We're hearing over the team radios that it was an unfortunate disconnect, and we'll see if we can't snag some quotes from Steven XPR Overdrive, or I'm sorry, XPR Roadrunner as the race continues. XPR Overdrive then still trying to hone in on the back of Alex P as more come into the pit. Chicken McHaggard has now pit. Wenna J has pit. Scurry76 has pit. Joining XY101, TLR Eclipse, XPR Overdrive, and Alex P. LMR Johnny now up into fourth. We're having awesome luck with trying to catch the passing here. Oh, actually, that was not a mistake. The one named Jack went into the pits and came out in 5th. Elamar Johnny then needs to make up his time. He still has not pit 13% tire wear. Heading down the Mulsanne straight here. Getting ready to tuck into chicane 2. So the lead right now, that's Bulin Wall, Flames, then Deftone here in 3rd. The one named Jack behind then in 5th, with Elamar Johnny ahead in 4th. Then Alex P 6th, XPR Overdrive 7th, TLR Eclipse 8th, Adam Watson 9th, Chicken McHaggard 10th, Wenna J 11th, and Scurry 76 is 12th. XY 101 13th for K-Trim Team GB. See if we have a new fastest lap of the race. It's a 3:15.9 from the Bulin Wall. Not the last lap though. That beats his qualifying by about 0.2 or so, and that is the fastest lap of the race. We'll take a look at how Deftone and Inflames are handling their best laps. 3:16.3 for Inflames, so he's back up to his qualifying pace, despite a 3:16.9 his last lap. That's Deftone into the pits then. Well, out of them now. He comes out in 4th. It's Elamar Johnny then up into 3rd. Still needs to perform his pit though. %, restricted. Alex P in 6th. That is phenomenal for him. It's phenomenal for anyone, really. 10% power restriction on the Paynos is not easy to deal with. Especially with that Ferrari not far behind. You see him then just cresting the hill. Headed down into Tete Rouge now. And onto the back straight, the Mulsanne straight. See what kind of speed he gets up to. He's at 221 now. 223 before hitting the brakes hard into chicane 1. Looks like XPR Overdrive might actually be catching Alex P at the moment. The Jet Motorsport cars are ahead of both K-Trim Team GB cars. Scurry 76 and XY 101 occupying the back of the grid right now, at the back of the field. Chicken McHaggard ahead of Wenna J at the moment. We'll see how close those two are. Fairly close, actually. A 3:21.084 best for Wenna J. That does beat his qualifying pace. No real big surprise there. as he is sort of known for doing that, extracting more in the race than he is in qualifying. A little bit of a tail slide there from Chicken McHaggard. Looks like these two are going to be really close here in just a moment. Now, the way that these teams were able to get these cars is in the fall before the season started. Teams were ranked based on their relative pace over the 12 races that were in the R1 2012 season, and the fastest teams picked last, and the teams that needed the most assistance picked first. So this team was not first to pick, but they were early enough in the draft to be able to secure a Mazda 787, or Mazda rather, as their manufacturers. Now, we allowed for 2 teams to pick the same manufacturer before it was locked out for all other teams. And each team consists of 2 cars. The other Mazda 787 team is not at the event today. Sort of non-participation throughout the season has caused them to just fall out of championship contention here. But Jet Lotus has actually been doing quite well here in the Porsche curves with Chicken McHaggard and Wenna J. This is the battle for 10th. We'll see how these 2 drivers finish up lap 12. Headed down into the Ford chicanes now. Got to be careful not to hit those speed bumps there. Here they come across the line. A 3:22.0 for Wenna J. The one named Jack then moves back up into 4th as presumably Johnny takes his pit. Take a quick look here. Just ensure that he did. Yes, he did take his pit, and man, was that close. Looks like just behind then, Alex P. Looks like, yes, Overdrive is going to make the pass here down into the chicane. Alex P tucks in for the draft. You're not going to beat those Ferrari brakes, though, as they head out of chicane 2. Can Overdrive catch the Midnight Performance Development car of LMR Johnny now? Midnight Performance Development it is possible for them to catch Serpent Racing here, but man, they would have to score just a ton of points to be able to do it. We'll switch to XPR Overdrive in his pursuit of LMR Johnny here. As they head down to Arnage now. XPR Overdrive, if you remember, was one of the few drivers that might have been able to win the 2012 championship had he been able to make a race or 2 more. Actually, analysts had looked at the points. If he had made one more race, he would have won that championship. So certainly Overdrive is one of the major contenders here, and has shown that he can run with the very best of them. TLR Eclipse then coming into the Ford chicanes now. 3:19.138 fastest lap for a personal best for XPR Overdrive. As we begin lap 14 of 28. See whether Deftone is able to stay within flames here or not. XPR Overdrive certainly trying to make up some ground and pull away from Alex. See who we've got behind Alex here. TLR Eclipse, then Adam Watson, Wenna J. We'll take a look at that Jet Motorsport. Certainly very close here. Very close here between these Jet drivers. It's Adam Watson then into the pits. Got the roar of those rotary 787s down the front straight. It's fairly epic. See how Bulin Wall is doing at the front with his pace. 3:15.6, dirty last lap. That would have been a personal best for him and the race fastest lap. Only a matter of time now before he gets that lap. Johnny still trying to close the gap to the one named Jack in fourth. It's not really the closest battle we've seen here for him. XPR Overdrive behind. Oh, looks like a slight mistake there for the one named Jack. We're now hearing over the team radio that he smacked the wall, but no damage. So that's LMR Johnny then up into fourth. Yeah, this certainly shows that anything can happen at Le Mans. We'll just check. Yep, no damage then. We are seeing the same thing as the race engineers over at Caterham. Overdrive now getting that draft from the Panos. Jack's going to have to be very consistent if he's going to try and claw his way back up into fourth, take it away from Midnight Performance. Two Jet Motorsport Lotus drivers are still quite close to each other. Behind that, Scurry 76 and XY101 also very close to each other, with Adam Watson back in 13th due to a pit. We'll watch the Overdrive possible pass here on the one named Jack. We head into the Porsche curves. Oh, very close there. A little wide on exit from Overdrive. Doesn't really cost him much, though. He doesn't hit the grass. That is Overdrive up into fifth. That must mean that, yes, the one named Jack went into the pits. Looks at the moment he will emerge eighth. Cold tires there for the one named Jack. He should be good now to the end of the race. Johnny last lap at 3:18.184. That's incredible, almost 2 seconds off of his qualifying pace. That's last lap. That was dirty, but in the race, it's still quite good pace. overdrive is relative. Right on board within flames for a moment. 3:16.058, his best. As he gets onto the lead lap here, 18. We'll see what he finishes out for 17. A 3:16.853, still within his the second of what he qualified. We'll see where the Bulin Wall's at, as in Flames ducks into the chicane there. Tete Rouge, so quite a bit ahead. 3:15.665, fastest lap of the race, certified for the Bulin Wall at the end of lap 17. Be interesting to see where the one named Jack comes out when Elamar Johnny does pit. So Elamar Johnny then into Tete Rouge. See where the one named Jack is now. Yeah, certainly going to take that pit stop change for that to happen. A little deep there as the one named Jack takes a position from Alex P. TLR Eclipse and XPR Overdrive ahead to take the fight to Elamar Johnny. We'll see how much further ahead TLR Eclipse is as the one named Jack goes into Tete Rouge. Getting ready to go into chicane 1. Adam Watson getting ready to head into the Dunlop chicane. He is our back marker. As we look at it, the Midnight Performance Development needs to outscore Serpent Racing by 140 points to be able to move up in the championship. Currently, Midnight Performance Development is third, Serpent Racing is first, but it does look like Pennzoil Zexel is going to undoubtedly take first in the team championship at the end of this. So the question is, can Midnight Performance Development take second then from Serpent Racing? And it doesn't look like it's going to be possible. With Overdrive still on the track they'd have to basically take a podium, like 2 drivers on the podium to be able to do it. The one named Jack then all over the back of Overdrive. As TLR Eclipse makes his second pit stop of the race. They duck into the first chicane here. That was kind of interesting seeing them go, 2 wide, 3 wide there. A little bit of swerving there from the one named Jack on exit. Adam Watson then out of the race. So only 12 drivers left. Oh, the one named Jack goes wide in the Mulsanne corner. Falls back to 7th. Alex P picks up 6th. Some pretty irregular driving there from the one named Jack. We'll see where LMR Johnny is. The podium almost looks fixed at this point. We've got the Bulin Wall5. He's in first. Then we've got In Flames, his teammate, in second, and LMR Deftone in third for Midnight Performance Development. Behind that, it's a little bit of a toss-up who's going to end up fourth. LMR Johnny currently occupies that position, but still has yet to pit his second time. Behind that is XPR Overdrive, so we'll switch to him now, see what kind of a gap there is. So yeah, it is going to be really close when LMR Johnny comes back out of the pits. Chicken McHaggard then pits at the back. Can one of the K-Trim Team GB drivers move up and take the position? It looks like they will. Yes, Scurry76 does take the position from Chicken McHaggard there. That's for 10th. Top 10 in the finale. 8 laps remaining then in the finale for the 2013 season. It's certainly been a very exciting season to watch unfold. Only the truly best competition, and it really has had its tales of new drivers and exciting performances and wrecks, like we saw Senna at Suzuka slam into the pit wall. We saw In Flames in his debut race double shift down into the first corner at Sebring, smash into the wall when he was expected to be the clear winner. Something similar may happen here, but experience has told us that the Bulin Wall really does not make mistakes, an alien of the highest caliber, as they would say. So currently it's a Pennzoil Zexel 1-2, a Midnight Performance Development 3-4. Then we've got Serpent Racing, Aces Wild Motorsport, Caterham, and TLR. Back from that, we've got Jet Lotus, then Caterham Team GB, finishing out the grid there. Stay on board with XPR Overdrive. We can see what he, whoa, a little wide there. Alex has to take the escape road. .319.6 from XPR Overdrive. So that's Overdrive nearly a second quicker than his qualifying pace, as his best a 3:19.138 versus his qualifying pace a 3:20.130. Lots of drivers finding hidden pace here in their prototypes. It's great to see. See what's going on between the one named Jack and Alex back here. This is the battle for 6th. The 3:18.2. Fastest for the one named Jack. That is also quite a bit quicker than his qualifying pace. His qualifying pace at 3:20.8. That's 2.5 seconds faster than his qualifying pace. Tries to get within draft range of that Panos ahead, piloted by Alex P. for Aces Wild Motorsport. If he can get into that draft, that'll be good for him. And just tug him along, he'll achieve much higher speeds than the car ahead if he can just keep the car out of the grass. Oh, a bit wide there. Avoids hitting the wall there at Indianapolis. If he makes too many more mistakes, he's going to fall back into the clutches of Wenna J for Jet Lotus, who's currently 8th. TLR Eclipse is 9th. Chicken McHaggard is 10th. Scurry 76 11th. XY 101 in 12th. LMR Deftone then up into second place, presumably from pit stop. He has not pit yet, and we'll see whether In Flames has just recently pit. He has. So truly, after the pits are worked out, we'll see In Flames return to second, and Deftone go back then to third. See if Alex P is making any gap here to overdrive. It does not appear so. There you can see overdrive in the distance. The one named Jack almost nowhere to be seen. And his corner cutting is out of control. His connection is out of control. We'll switch to somebody else there. TLR Eclipse then just behind. Tech Life Racing brings just a ton of veteran experience to the field, and we love seeing them on track. They always have some of the best attitudes, really, in the entire league. Plagued by connection issues themselves, TLR Eclipse has finished just a few of his races. Take a look if we can pull up some of his stats here for this season. Looks like he's been able to finish 3 of the races so far this year. If he does finish this, he's only got to last 6 more laps. If he does finish this, that'll be his 4th out of 11 races in the calendar that he was able to finish. He has participated in every event this season. This team currently leads everyone in team overtaking points, with Jet Lotus not far behind. A little wide on exit there from TLR Eclipse. A 320.0 for him, so nearly a half a second found for him. When a J then tucks into the pits, TLR Eclipse goes up into 8th. See what the gap is here between TLR Eclipse and the one named Jack up in 7th. As soon as we get to the Mulsanne's, the Tete Rouge corner here, turn 7. We should be able to see it in this next shot. Yes, there he is. Johnny's been running a pretty tidy race thus far. We have 5 more laps to go. Looks like Deftone has either come in for his pit or has been passed. Yes, he has come in for his final pit. We should be good now to the end of the race. On board with Elmar Deftone here. He's coming down into the chicane 2 on lap 24. Elmar Johnny just behind him is getting ready to head into chicane 1. If that gives you an indication of where the gaps are in the field. The one named Jack trying to close the gap there to Alex P. Looks like a couple more laps and he might be able to reclaim 6th. He's got to keep that consistency though and keep it on the tarmac. Heading down into Arnage here. We'll actually ride on board with him. Into the Porsche curves here. Now the pit lane entry is right there on the right. but he won't need to do that as he's already pit his mandatory 2 times. You can see Alex there ahead, just on the straight before turn 1. A lot of these corners are really traction limited more than anything else. You can't really get on the throttle as early as you'd like. Oh my, could be bad there. He saves it. That's incredible. Clips a couple of those speed bumps and gets the car a little sideways. Gets right back on it, but that doesn't do any favors for him trying to close that gap to Alex. 3 laps remaining in this race. Nice and tidy from Chicken McHaggard there through Tete Rouge. Maybe we'll ride on board with the race leader right now and see how a proper lap is done. Down now through the S's. Again, traction limited right in here. Got to be careful about how much power you give it. Stay to the left. Just a cut here through Tete Rouge. Back on the power, avoiding those speed bumps. This is wide open. This gives a driver a chance to relax a little bit, even though you're building speed constantly. Gives you an idea or it gives you just time to really, stretch your fingers and whatnot before braking heavy here into chicane 1. You want to cut this inside curb, cut this side, and then on exit you have plenty of traffic, or plenty of traction rather, to get on the power here for the middle straight. Now that first straight you'll get up to your highest speed. Second straight you won't get quite as quick here. We'll see probably 230 for him, but not a lot more. Yep, 230 before brakes. Cut the inside. Try not to touch that inside rumble strip. Back on the power. Nice and smooth. Now we're heading down to the Mulsanne corner. What you'll do is wait for one brake point, hard on the brakes, and then cut the apex just a little bit. Getting on the power then. No drama whatsoever. Now we're on the back of the course as we head into the woods. There'll be a shift right here just as we... Oh, he shifts early just before we go into that corner. Specifically tuned gears here. Coming down to Indianapolis, we'll see what happens here. Some drivers take it flat, some have to lift. Lifts and downshifts. As we head down into Arnage here, one of the lowest speed sections on the track. Turn in early, no drama on the exit, and now we're on the straight before the Porsche curves. He'll be in 6th gear here. He'll drop it down 2. Stay to the inside. Try and keep it as flat as you can. Then lift here. Keep it nice and tidy on the inside. And then you got to brake and get real close on the exit of the Porsche curves. And now you're just home free down into the Ford chicanes now. Crowd this rumble strip. Cut over. Be careful not to hit those rumble strip, or the speed bumps. And just kind of carve it right through. And that's a lap at Le Mans. 3:15.9 for him, so certainly that would have been a pole pace for him. 22 laps remaining then. The finale for the 2013 R1 season. This looks to be your provisional winner here, the Bulin Wall5 for Pennzoil Zexel. He got a start last year in the 2012 season, came in late under AVR. Ooh, running a little wide over those speed bumps. This will be his first championship with, his first driver's championship with Formula Forza. And he looks to also have assembled a team that will clinch the team championship for Pennzoil Zexel. Pennzoil Zexel entered the Mazda Cup, but was rather uncompetitive in the Mazda Cup. In Flame's second, Deftone third, LMR Johnny still holding on to fourth, XPR Overdrive in fifth at the moment, Alex P in sixth for Aces Wild. The one named Jack is still in seventh, with TLR Eclipse just behind in eighth. Winna J for Jet Lotus is ninth, with his teammate Chicken McHaggard in 10th, XY101 in 11th, and his teammate Scurry76 is in 12th at the back. It would appear that we are finishing in pairs here. A little deep into Mulsanne corner there. .321, 319 his last lap. Certainly well off his best pace. Perhaps struggling with the 14% wear on his tires. Move up the grid here and follow XPR Overdrive. Still in fifth. That'll bank some pretty decent points for Serpent Racing, but it won't be enough to stop the loss to Pennzoil Zexel. They look all but certain to come second in the team championship. Certainly hats off to these guys, and in our podcast for this race, you heard us in the pre-race show, rather, you heard us give them our team of the year. They really have put a lot of effort into Serpent Racing, and certainly deserve the position they're in. We're now at an hour and 30 into this race. There you see Alex P with the one named Jack behind. I'm not sure that there's really enough time for Jack to move up and take sixth from Alex. You'd almost have to see a mistake here from Alex for that to happen. There's no strategy here. It's all just win, win, win. As this is the finale for the season, so power restrictions do not carry over into the next season or anything. It's just every man drive as fast as they possibly can. There's a good representation of the gap there. are on the last lap of the race. Bulin Wall's already half done with it. He'll certainly be happy to have clinched the Drivers' Championship, and with this this win, he'll take the Team Championship, and that's going to be big for Pennzoil Zexel. Here he comes into the final corners. Your 2013 R1 champion, the Bulin Wall5. What a fantastic finish for him. That's In Flames here in second. Now coming into the Ford chicanes. Gets second. Another spectacular finish for him. LMR Deftone then will pick up the third spot on the podium. Looks like he's waiting for his teammate. Coasting slowly now, trying to wait for LMR Johnny. There is LMR Johnny. So there they are, Midnight Performance Development across the line at the same time. Actually hands off the win. LMR Deftone takes fourth then from that positioning. So Johnny third, Deftone fourth, XPR Overdrive fifth then for Serpent Racing. Alex P sixth for Aces Wild Motorsport. The one named Jack is seventh for K-Trim Team GB, or K-Trim, not K-Trim Team GB. TLR Eclipse then is eighth. Win a J for Jet Lotus. Getting ready to finish his race. Still driving with passion here for the line. That is ninth for him. Chicken McHaggard 10th. Oh, not quite as elegant as the others. Across the line, Chicken McHaggard 10th. XY101 then will bring home 11th for K-Trim Team GB. His teammate yet further behind. Entering the Ford chicanes. And there we have it, XY101 across the line, taking 11th place in the finale. Scurry 76 then, last to finish, lots of damage for him. Scurry 76 trying to cut the Ford chicane at the end. Almost doesn't matter. Take that bollard, and across the line, it goes a 4-minute 10 lap to finish 12th. Thank you guys for following us this 2013 R1 season. Stay with us. Super GT is coming up, and you don't want to miss a moment of that. Thanks for watching, guys.